Hi class, let's talk about securing our TCP IP environments. Of course, this is one of our main goals, to have things secure. When we talk about security, we're looking at the terms of an attack representing an attempt to break in to or otherwise compromise the privacy and integrity of our organization's information and assets. And it's an exploit then is going to reveal a vulnerability, whereas a break-in is usually the result of a successful attack. Um, with that, then in its original form, TCP/IP implemented an optimistic security model, given that it little or no protection was built into the protocols and services. Uh, with that, then the recent improvements, enhancements, and updates to TCP/IP have converted the protocol suite to a more permissive security model. Unfortunately, TCP/IP remains prey to many kinds of attacks and vulnerabilities, including the denial of service, which can come from a single source or distributed across numerous sources. Service attacks, service and implementation vulnerabilities, and man-in-the-middle attacks. The basic principles then of IP security are going to include avoiding unnecessary exposure by blocking all unused ports, installing only necessary services. They also include the use of addressing, filtering to block known malfunctions and address spoofing. We advocate adopting a security policy where access is denied by default and allowed only with strict exceptions. Finally, it's a good idea to monitor the internet for security-related news and events, especially news of exploits and regular attack from your own system and networks to learn how to go through and block and defend. One example would be what happened yesterday, October 21st, 2016. Uh, no, make it October 20th, where the denial of service attack was launched against DYN, which is a naming service that affected bringing down access to other sites such as Amazon with all its cloud computing, Netflix, Twitter, PayPal, a variety of things. The interesting thing about that attack was its first wave of attack was in the morning. Mid-morning, after they cleaned it up, there was another attack, and then in the afternoon there was another attack. So, be interesting to see where that one goes. Uh, the would-be attackers usually engage in a well-understood sequence of activities called during their reconnaissance and discovery, as they attempt to footprint systems and networks looking for points of attack. With that, then the monitoring the network activity, especially through IDS detection system, would help block such attacks and may even be able to identify their sources, if not the predators. So, like in the case of what happened yesterday, you can think about them going out and discovering um, these different product services where they were pulling their name resolution from, for example, and knowing if they hit that particular names DNS service, that they would be bringing down a large number of sites. You need to maintain a secure network boundary. It's going to remain a key ingredient for good system and network security. Usually involves the use of screening routers, firewalls, and proxy servers, which could be on separate devices, or they may be integrated into a single device that straddles the network boundary. Some network architectures also make use of a DMZ, a demilitarization zone, between the internet and external networks, where the services can be safely exposed to the outside world, and where the inside users can access proxy caching and other key services for external network access. One thing that sometimes gets overlooked is keeping the operating system secure in the face of new vulnerabilities. It's necessary and ongoing process. This could be the evaluation of the vulnerability, retrieval of the update, testing the update, and then deploying it as a patch or an update. If you have a weak link with your operating system on a computer, then that gives a backdoor to get in for other type of activities. Also, a honeypot is a computer system that's deliberately set up to entice and trap attackers. With that, the honeypot takes the honeypot concept and broadens it from a single system, honeynet, sorry, a single system to what looks like a network of such systems. So it attracts the normally you don't have anything on these systems of value, but it tracks the hackers in looking for places to exploit, and then it lets you block out their IPs, put them in a sentry guard type of situation to keep them from accessing your network. I wanted to include too awareness training. You need to provide users with a better understanding of security risks. You should have easy to understand rules that reduce the risk of problems. Address common potential security problems in detail, and it can boost the morale and motivation of the users to follow the security policies more closely. So, anytime you have a user that doesn't understand about security, they can open up your network to all sorts of problems. I hope you've enjoyed going through some of these things, and we'll continue on.